Fundamentally, nothing changes. Bitcoin and the rest of the assets, the rest of the economy are still in for some near-term pain because we still don't know about tariffs. We still don't know where the dollar liquidity is coming from. We still don't know if Jerome Powell is going to get on Trump's team and actually weaken this thing and actually help fund reshoring on the US. We don't know anything. This changes nothing. Is Bitcoin going to zero? No. Is it going to march to 500K? I'm telling you, no. What's it going to do? It's going to make you think it is, then it's going to make you depressed. Then it's going to make you think it is, then it's going to make you depressed. What's my honest advice? Stay humble, stack sats, live your life in a surplus, meaning earn more than you spend, be reasonable. Don't rely on Bitcoin's price for anything in your life. Take care of yourself.
Mallers begins by debunking the idea that Trump's announcement had any real impact on Bitcoin's long-term trajectory. The market may have reacted with temporary volatility, but fundamentally nothing changed. He emphasizes that the United States simply cannot afford to buy anything substantial, let alone start accumulating a mix of crypto assets. The market remains in a liquidity-constrained environment, and until real monetary easing occurs, Bitcoin will remain volatile. The key takeaway here is simple. Investors should not be fooled by short-term price movements or political announcements that offer no concrete policy changes. Mallers stresses that without lower interest rates, increased Treasury funding programs, or genuine dollar debasement, there is no new bullish catalyst for Bitcoin. Until these elements align, expect nothing but volatility.
Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. You can also check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space and drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks and enjoy the video.
So Bitcoin is back at the price as it was before Trump announced it. How is this possible? Guys, don't fall for this shit. Listen, this announcement, we didn't learn anything new. Let me be clear about something. The United States can't afford to buy anything. They can't afford it. They're going to buy a bunch of crypto tokens? Really? How? How? I've been talking to you guys for months now. Show me the liquidity. Show me the liquidity. Show me the lower interest rates. Show me the funding program from the Treasury. Show me both. Show me the liquidity. What's the announcement? That Trump plans to hold shit coins at some point in his term? Guys, that's not an announcement. Nothing new was learned except who donated to Donald Trump. That's the only thing we learned. Who were the biggest donors to Donald Trump? That's it. The reality is our economy is getting weaker. The dollar is still too strong. Trump needs a weaker dollar. Period. I've been saying this, guys. What have I been saying for months? Not to brag, but if you have been a listener of this show consistently, we've been accurate about the market for a while now. What have I said? I said in the immediate term, expect volatility. In the medium to long term, expect way up. But that's all predicated on the weaker dollar, on where the liquidity is coming from. The market needs clarity. We got a bunch of weak economic data today, and everything fell right back down. If you look at a chart, what does it look like? Volatility. If you took a nap after Donald Trump won the presidency of the United States and woke up today, you'd be like, oh, nothing's changed. There was the Trump pump after he won, markets are excited, and then that's it. You wouldn't have known we went to 110, then 95, then 100, then 90, then 100, then 79, and then 93, and then 80. It's going to wear you out or scare you out. It's going to chop you up. It's going to eat you alive. I'm telling you, expect volatility. None of this is new. None of this is groundbreaking. The notion that people are celebrating is ridiculous. And this was challenged to David Sachs of, you're actually going to make American taxpayers buy Ripple? You know, Ripple's 100% pre-mined, meaning Ripple printed all the tokens, and the only way it gets distributed to the public is they dump it. So you're going to make US taxpayers exit liquidity for Ripple Labs? Have you lost your fucking mind? And he said, no, we're not actually. You haven't heard the full announcement. Yeah, no shit. We haven't heard the full announcement. No duh. None of us have. We don't know what Jerome Powell's thinking at the Fed. We don't know what Besson's thinking at the Treasury. Now this Sachs guy, we don't understand. Okay, so what are markets going to do? Red. It's going to look bloody. Okay, then we'll see. Because it's all a charade of cards. This thing can't sustain itself. So unless the current administration is willing to collapse the world on its face, show me the liquidity. Show me the weaker dollar. Show me the currency debasement. And I will show you a $500,000 Bitcoin. I've been saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. None of it's changed, especially after this horseshit of an announcement. None of it's changed. The only thing this does is it requires more of my time and more of my energy to explain to institutional investors and people on Wall Street the difference between Bitcoin and all these pieces of shit. It just makes my life harder. It's just a waste of human capital. But fundamentally, nothing changes. Bitcoin and the rest of the assets, the rest of the economy are still in for some near-term pain because we still don't know about tariffs. We still don't know where the dollar liquidity is coming from. We still don't know if Jerome Powell is going to get on Trump's team and actually weaken this thing and actually help fund reshoring on the U.S. We don't know anything. This changes nothing. Nothing. So welcome to the prices that were on Saturday. And if you fell for it, be better. As soon as the Fed says, shoot, economy looks really weak, we need to invest in more growth. As soon as Besant says, hey guys, we got to reshore a bunch of stuff. So we're coming out with the ABCDEFG funding program. Probably both are going to happen. And then once we weaken the dollar, everyone else has to weaken. China's got to stimulate. Japan, everyone. Until then, volatility. Is Bitcoin going to zero? No. Is it going to march to 500K? I'm telling you, no. What's it going to do? It's going to make you think it is, then it's going to make you depressed. Then it's going to make you think it is, then it's going to make you depressed. What's my honest advice? Stay humble. Stack sats. Live your life in a surplus, meaning earn more than you spend. Be reasonable. Don't rely on Bitcoin's price for anything in your life. Take care of yourself. Go touch grass. Go do something fun. Love somebody. Love yourself.
Mallers underscores Bitcoin's role as the best form of money humanity has ever seen. Unlike stocks, real estate, or art, Bitcoin provides an immutable way to store wealth without reliance on intermediaries. He views Bitcoin as a $500 trillion asset class in the making, capable of absorbing a significant portion of global wealth as people seek a better store of value. He explains that half of the world's assets, whether second homes, stocks, or collectibles, are not held for their utility, but as savings vehicles. Bitcoin, in his view, solves the fundamental problem of wealth preservation in a way that no other asset can.
President Trump, announced on Sunday a crypto reserve for the United States of America that would include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Solana, and ADA, also known as Cardano. Let me be super clear with my thoughts. None of these altcoins deserve to be in the same sentence as Bitcoin. Better yet, in a reserve held and maintained by the United States of America. There's only one coin that did not have a pre-mine, that was fairly distributed, that is actually decentralized. One, and that is Bitcoin. No Bitcoin was created for the founders, was allocated to a special group. Every single Bitcoin owned today was earned through proof of work. Whether that is mining, literal proof of work, or whether that is doing real things of value in the real world and using your earnings and your wage to buy Bitcoin. No cheating, no special interest, period. Gold did not have a pre-mine. Corn did not have a pre-mine. Aluminum did not have a pre-mine. Bitcoin did not have a pre-mine. Ethereum, over 60% of the supply was pre-mined. Ripple, 100% of the supply was pre-mined. Solana, over 50% of the supply was pre-mined. Cardano, over 50% of the supply was pre-mined. Human beings own over $900 trillion worth of stuff in the world, okay? We own money, currencies, the dollar, the euro, the pound. We own real estate. We own stock and equities. We own art. We own precious metals. We own collectibles, okay? It's estimated that about half of the stuff we own, we're using as a savings account. You don't own your second home on the beach in a place you never go to actually live in it. You own it because you're trying to keep the money you've earned. You don't own the stock in a company because you've gotten to know the leadership team, you're really excited about the product roadmap, and you want to share in future earnings of the business. It's because you have a 401k and you're just trying to save money towards retirement. You don't own the $100 million art piece because you, as some successful hedge fund manager, think that you need to put $100 million on your wall. You own it because you plan to sell it later. Bitcoin solves the use case for all us humans of I've created value for the world and I want to keep it. I want to store it. I want to bring it with me tomorrow. It is the best money we've ever seen. Therefore, Bitcoin is a $500 trillion idea. Half the world's value, Bitcoin absorbs and solves for. It is solving the biggest problem we have today. If we can fix the money, we fix the largest problems we have in the world. Now, none of these other things are money. They're not trying to be money. They don't pretend to be money. They sell themselves on utility. They sell themselves on functionality. They sell themselves on technology. Now, you're telling me a pre-mined group of tokens that's selling itself as technology needs to be bundled in a reserve with something that's going after a $500 trillion opportunity that is the only provably absolute fixed supply asset in the history of our species. These things are more like Visa and Apple and Amazon and Nvidia than Bitcoin. Do you know what a 60% pre-mine or 100% pre-mine or a 50% pre-mine sounds to me? That sounds like Apple. That sounds like Amazon. That's a company. That's a company that has 100% of the stock. They let in early investors and they try and build something valuable. If you're going to force the American taxpayer to buy stuff by effectively putting a gun to our head, at least let me buy Apple. At least let me buy Amazon. At least let me buy Nvidia. The US government's going to put a gun to my head and force my hard-earned wage to buy Ripple? It's the most pathetic and embarrassing thing. It's outrageous. It's outrageous and it's being called out. The CEO of Gemini, the CEO of Coinbase. I've not seen one person I respect that's built something of value in this world credibly stand and applaud whatever the hell Sunday was. It is outrageous and ridiculous. These things at best are companies and at worst are scams. And the United States looks ridiculous supporting them. It is outrageous.
Mallers remains bullish on Bitcoin in the long run, but warns that near-term pain is likely due to lingering economic uncertainty. Until there is clarity on interest rates, dollar liquidity, and trade policies, expect turbulence. He advises investors to stay patient and focus on long-term accumulation rather than short-term speculation. His final piece of advice is clear. Stay humble, stack sats, and avoid letting Bitcoin's price dictate your emotional state. He encourages people to focus on building wealth through productive work and disciplined investment rather than chasing speculative gains. Please like and subscribe.